Hello everybody and welcome to the official Hermitcraft Modsauce Modpack server.
Yay!
Yeah!
Woo!
Some mod sauce on that.
So that is right, we have actually got our own custom mod pack, which is extremely exciting. This is the first mod pack that we've ever done as a group. This pack is in 1.7.2 and it's going to be updating to 1.7.10 pretty soon. But this pack is going to be publicly available in the future. At the moment, right now it's just a private pack on this server, but it will be coming to AT launchers soon. So in the future, you guys will be able to play the mod pack with us in some respect, which is pretty awesome, right, guys?
That
Right.
is
Yeah,
Absolutely.
not bad.
Hell yeah. At the moment, we don't know exactly when it's going to be public, though, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we are working on it, and we reckon in about 2 to 4 weeks we're going to have it public. So if you guys are following the videos, of course, we'll let you know when it's publicly available, and then we'll tell you how to go and download it and play it and all that cool stuff as well. So we are pretty much ready here to get going. We've just got to say a big thank you to LoneWolf. LoneWolf is not here with us at the moment, unfortunately. He's going to be playing on the server as well. He is the guy that put the mod pack together. So let's hear it for LoneWolf.
Thanks.
Yay! Lone Wolf.
Thank you, Taloni.
baloney.
So guys, we're good to go. We're good to do this, right? We can start playing some modding.
Let's do it.
We can get our mod sauce on.
Time.
Yeah.
I broke the
rock.
first
Build a
block.
wilderness house.
Dig
Put
a
it back.
hole, man. Somebody find diamonds right away.
Yeah.
I got diamonds.
Well, wait.
We're all elves, by the
Wait.
way. That is very interesting.
Yeah, what is this, the
We're
Zelda
all
mod
like-
or something?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
the
think
Zelda mod.
that's-
Starts
Oh,
you
no.
with armor and
Quicksand.
swords.
Oh no.
First death.
You
We
already
gotta
found
start
it.
the coalition against quicksand or
Yeah.
Jack.
I'm going to walk
Uh-oh.
into so much
Quicksanding?
quicksand, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, we should get rid
Oh,
of
there's
this.
that ding. So did we decide where we're gonna like build our spawn town and all that stuff? Is it here in the
No,
desert?
we got to figure that out right now, really.
We know nothing.
Okay.
That would be a good idea.
I don't reckon the desert would be good.
So here we are, playing on a mod pack at last. I've been waiting to do this for some time, and I said to the guys, you know what, we got to do our own custom mod pack. That is the way to go, and it is finally here, and I am extremely excited to get playing. And I also know absolutely nothing about mods. I have learnt a couple of things so far. In fact, I'll show you some of the things I have learnt. You can craft these things. In fact, if you press U or free, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's free, or the free on my number pads. There we go. It shows you how to craft something if you point at it, because you've got this little tooltip up at the top that tells you what things are. So I know that if you put rotted flesh on a drying rack, it will turn into is it monster jerky? And it would appear, oh there we go, we right click it to get it down. So that is some form of food, and that's pretty much all I've learnt so far. And I'm looking forward to learning more things about these mods. But we had a little bit of a rough time getting going. We didn't have any food. You can now see we've got tons and tons of food, and some of this stuff, I don't even know what it is. I'm going to have to do a lot of research and learning when playing on this. But this stuff at the end here, I think, yeah, but it's this stuff right here, barley, and I think you can put that in a furnace. And oh my god, why am I withered? Oh, let's get out of here. Yeah, you can turn it into a furnace. Put it in a furnace and turn it into bread. Okay, so that guy must have wither arrows or something, and I don't have a bow and arrow yet. And I'm the only person on the server at the moment. I don't think we even have a bed to make the night time pass by. But out the back there, where we just saw, that is where we are going to be building all of our towns. There is like these bamboo trees that go all the way around the outside, and they kind of enclose that area on the other side. So we decided out there will be where we build our little town together. So over here, this is, someone's gone to the nether. This is where I planted a load of saplings, so we have a tree farm. I think I'm going to chop all of that down in a bit and see if I can get some apples for food, although we've got all of that barley now as well. And so we started off by going in that direction and doing some caving, and then after a couple of days and nights we decided to come back in this direction. And I recorded our first 2 hours on the server, and what I thought I would do is actually give you guys a bonus episode at the end of this video, and in the description box there will be a link to a separate video, a private one. You can go and see, you know, our first few days and nights unedited if you want to see that. So there's some extra footage which I'll talk about again at the end of the episode. So let's think about what we're going to do right now. There is basically so much stuff in these mod packs for me to learn. I really don't know where to get started. So I want to show you the things that I've gathered so far. And I want you all to tell me if anything here is like useful or worthwhile, because all of this means next to nothing to me right now. And I've got a couple of ideas on where I'm going to get started. And one thing I have learned is that this stuff right here is similar to iron, so I'm actually going to use that for some tools in the beginning. But one of the things we're going to do in a moment is get to grips with Tinker's Construct. I've been playing around with that, and you can make custom tools that look really, really awesome. And so we're going to have a look at that in a moment. We're also going to look into better chests as well. I think that would be a good thing to get, you know, a really big chest to put loads of items into. And also, we're going to do a very, very vanilla task straight away. I got really excited when I found some string and a slime ball in a chest, and everyone was laughing because they were saying, you know, you can tell I play vanilla a lot. But this allows us to make some leads, and we don't have any animals. The animals are really hard to find. I'm going to stay away from that guy. And over there in the distance there are some pigs. So one of my first tasks on the server is to do something very vanilla. Go and get those guys, make some fences and basically round them up. And maybe I'll go and scout and look for a few other animals as well. But that is the plan. That's the first thing we're going to do. And I'll look into the Tinker's Construct mod after that. And also Biffer is coming on the server soon. So I might do a little bit of recording with him. But the sun is rising. So it is time for me to get my leads together and go and round up those pigs. So before we head out, I do need some food. Let's just open my inventory. If we click U on this, we can see the uses. So you can use 3 of them to craft some bread, and you can craft 1 of those into them and put that in the furnace, and that creates bread. So you can get 26 bread from this, which is pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to do. So this isn't what I expected to be doing first of all. This guy has got an absolutely wacky hat on the top of his head. But one thing I just noticed was extremely useful for this task is the minimap, because if ever one gets caught behind, or 2 of them like this guy, you can kind of see where all your pigs are on the minimap, which is pretty cool. So whenever there is a straggler, you can go back and grab him, because keeping track of these guys, you know, can be a little bit tricky. There's 6 of them. But yeah, nice little feature that is. There's also 2 mini-maps on this mod pack as well. If I press N, I can bring up the other one. I'm not sure why we have 2. I think I like the bottom one, or that one, the way it looks a little bit more. But the top one, it's got the pigs and all the other entities on it as well, which is extremely useful. You can see all the bats in the caves and all the squids in the lakes and stuff. But I think after we get these guys back, I think we should do a little bit of exploring, because we do need to find some other animals. It's not just pigs we've had trouble finding. We don't even have any wool for sheep yet, which is any sheep for wool, because that will allow us to create a bed, because I've had to wait inside that cave a couple of times because the night won't pass. So there's a few jobs to get out of the way, and then we will be looking into some of these mods. So we have some cotton plants down here. I'll actually show you which ones they are. They're these ones right here. And if you look at the top, it says tile null name. I think that's a bug, but growth 86%. And then they go mature when they're fully grown, and they got cotton. So I just used some bone meal. We can now actually make 2 pieces with this. If you put it in a grid like that, you can see it makes wool, which is really good because we can get ourselves a bed. And finally we can skip the nights, which is going to be awesome. So somewhere in here I have some string, and we should be able to make ourselves a bed. Where is the string? There we go, awesome. So some time has passed by. We now have some chickens. It actually took me quite a bit of time to find those, and after that I decided, you know, I don't want to go around looking for animals forever, but we still need some cows so we can get some leather. But you'd be surprised, that bed has made a big difference. You know, we were really struggling on the server in the beginning. It was very tough to get food, and the night time, of course, is really difficult because of all the mobs. So it may seem a little insignificant to get a bed, but actually it made quite the difference. Anyway, me and Biffer have been hanging out, and we had a little bit of an adventure doing some caving together. He's now turning this thing over here, which is something we need to look into, because what it does is it takes the ores and it grinds them into dusts, and I think you get 2 dust for 1 ore. Maybe we can see that happen right now. He's at 20, yeah, 22, and that one went down by 1. And then you can put this into a furnace, and I think you get an ingot for it, so you can double your ores. So that's something I'm going to look into in a moment. But I have moved my chests away. I've actually built myself a nice little area down the bottom here. I built these stairs, and around the corner I have my own little place to get started. And I've tried to make this look a little bit nice. There's not a lot you can do when you don't have too many materials, but you know, I put in some of the woods and just made it look a little bit interesting. So the first mod we're going to look into is Tinker's Construct. Now my plan was to actually look at better storage. which is a storage mod, funny enough, but unfortunately there's some sort of issue that's crashing the server when I try and use it, so we're not going to be doing that straight away, but that's something else we will be looking at. So a lot of you are probably really familiar with Tinker's Construct, but I kind of wanted to go through it just so I could show some of you who aren't used to this, and I'm not used to it either, so hopefully we'll be learning something together. But basically this is like the tools that you have in the game being constructed from smaller parts and having more control over putting different materials together and doing different things with them. At least that's how I would describe it. And so you start off by crafting these bunch of things right here. They're different tables for doing different things. You can make these patterns, which you make out of wood and sticks, and then you can choose different patterns. So this one is the tool rod pattern. You can make a pickaxe head, and then you can make, you know, the part of an axe or a shovel or other tools as well. There's lots of different tools that do lots of different things. I'm interested in looking at most of them. This one right here is tool binding. That's the other part. So you make those three, and once you've done that you can put them into the part builder. Now one thing that's cool here is you can actually leave things inside of these tables, unlike crafting benches, and I bet they've probably got a crafting bench somewhere in this mod that will allow you to do that. And I think we're actually going to need a tad more cobblestone, and I've already forgotten where I've stored half of this stuff. So what you would do, well actually I've already done a pickaxe which was made out of cobblestone. What I really wanted to do was a tool out of iron, which is going to be useful for a little while we look for some other materials, and I don't even have ingots prepared, and I'm not sure if you can use tin. See, these ones are, I'll tell you what, we're going to use some copper. That's what we'll do since we've got that right there. Those other ones were industrial crafts. So what you do is you take the part like this, and nope, apparently that doesn't work. Okay, well I'm going to have to find some iron. So from doing a little bit of googling, apparently you need metal casts. So these are just wooden ones, so you can only use certain types of material with them. Like you can use stick and create a wooden one, or you can use cobblestone, create a stone one, which is what I've already done, but I guess I'll do it again just to show you. You can make a cobble bit with each of these. You also get a stone shard as well. I don't know what they are for, but then the three of these together will combine to make something else in this one over here. So you put the helmet in that bit, you put the binding at the bottom and the rod in the middle, and then you've made a stone pick. So we can hold down shift on that. You can also hold down control, so you can see there all of its different stats. So depending on what materials you use, you can get different, you know, base stats, and you can also apply modifiers to this as well, which you do in this bit right here. And I noticed that one of the modifiers was one that repairs itself, and you can actually make that with mossy cobblestone, and I know where some mossy cobblestone is, so we're actually going to head down to this dungeon that I was in yesterday. I think I was in there with Spumwack, and we were going around just taking on a couple of the spawners. That's where I actually got some of the loot that helped us get going, which is pretty cool, so I'll show you it when we get there. So this is it right here. In these mod packs there is something called Roguelike Dungeons. Maybe many of you are familiar with this already, but it generates a whole bunch of interesting different style dungeons that have, you know, lots of loot chests and mob spawners. So in this one you can see that is not only a skeleton spawner, but one that has armor on it as well. You can see it's got chain like armor around him and some golden boots as well. And then in these chests you can find some pretty good loot, and I've also been dumping some of my random items that I've had on me in there as well. So this is a good place to get some mossy cobble. This is about as far as I went, and I don't know if Spumwack continued exploring it, but you can see it gets pretty dark over there, and I'm sure that maybe in the next episode what we'll do is find one of these and we'll have a little explore together. So we need to get some of this. What I wanted to do is actually do a little bit of a test and see if the stone is faster than the other one. Didn't expect it to be, even though it's made with the Tinker's Construct mod. It's not a lot faster than this one over here. So we're going to continue using that for now, and I guess in order to get a good pick from Tinker's Construct we're going to have to be able to use some metals, and that is one of the things that is a little further down the line. So let's just make sure we got enough of this. I want to get 18. We got 19, that'll do for now. We'll put one on these stone picks just so we can see it in action, and then we'll save one for the next pick we do. But it's going to make a modifier that will be self-repairing. So let's head back up to the top and do that. So this is it right here, Ball of Moss. You can see it's part of Tinker's Construct mod. And what do we have to put it into? It's this one over here. We put our tool down, and how many uses do we have on that? 93 out of 100. And then we add that at the top, and that creates a modifier which says there is moss. And can we see that? Modifiers moss. So it doesn't say self-repairing, but I'm pretty sure that's what it does. And that pick looks extremely cool now, and we can also hang it up here as well, which I really like. I like that you can display items like this. You know, often it's really cool to do some sort of collecting things, you know, collecting all the different varieties of items and stuff, and especially in the mod packs there are just tons and tons of them. And I think we just saw the mods doing something there as well. If I right click on this, it didn't do it that time. Okay, but if I right click on it again, yeah, look, it puts the new tool back into my inventory. So when one of your tools break, it also automatically picks another one out of your inventory to put it in that place. So there you go, this pick should slowly repair. It's actually gone down by 1. Maybe it takes quite a bit of time. You can see there it says auto repair in green. So I don't know how that works. Maybe it repairs when you use it. Who knows? Anyway, we want to open this book now, which is the second book in Tinker's Construct of showing you what to do. And if we just head over to the back of this, you'll see there's a whole bunch of different things we can craft. And over here there's different materials that we use. So obsidian could be one we could try and use. It has a mining speed of 7. And some of these other things, like I don't know what handle modifier is, but that's lower than some of the others. And its durability for the entire tool is 71. That's actually really bad, I think. Yeah, look at this one. 715 and a mining speed of 8. I'm going to have to see if I can get my hands on some of that stuff. I've not found that when I've been caving so far. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Copper is the one that I have some of as well. So I need to compare that to iron and find out what's faster. And then somewhere at the back here, yeah, you can see more of the modifiers that you can use. So if you put a diamond on it, you'll get 500 extra durability. And you can put an emerald on it for 50% more durability as well. And then it changes the graphic of the pick as well, which I think looks ever so cool. So redstone is used for speed. And that one, as we've seen, is auto repair. There's auto smelt. That's quite nice, actually. That's like silk touch, you know, to pick up the block. Or you could have it turn the cobble into stone if you're mining that. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And I'm kind of like overwhelmed by how much there is at the moment. And I need to figure out what to do next. So I think I'm going to try and research a little bit about these iron castings or metal castings for doing the iron and the copper and all of that, because I really want to get myself a good pick established with this before we go mining and caving again, because we need to do a lot of that in the beginning. So I'm going to do some research and be back with you in a bit. It's really difficult to find out any information on these mods at all. I've been looking around for ages and I decided to actually just, you know, look in the game itself, and I found this casting table right here. I think this is it. And you need seared brick for this, and that is made out of grout. And grout is made out of sand and gravel and clay. So we're going to have to make ourselves some of that, and then eventually we can make the casting table. But the good thing is I have found some clay. I've got some, and how do we get it back to normal? There we go. We can see what we're doing now. So we've got some sand and we've got a little bit of gravel. Excellent, we can do this. So I was looking at the materials that you could use to build a pick, and one that looked better than iron was steel. And steel is actually quite rare because it can only be made out of chainmail, which of course drops from mobs. So I looked into what you have to do to get that, and you have to build a smeltery, which looks like it gets pretty complex and advanced, and so I thought, well, we'll give that a miss. And then I thought, wait a minute, we can craft this table, which we can now do. We do that, if I remember correctly. There we go, let's plop that thing down in the corner. And apparently I can't right click on this, so maybe that is actually not what I needed. But anyway, to create the cast that we're trying to do to make an iron tool, you also need a smeltery, so I don't know what to do at the moment. I guess I'm going to have to look into that and figure out how to use it, but this stuff is half getting complex. So a lot of time has gone by. This area here has expanded. There are some new blocks. I've been doing a lot of research and I've had some help from the Hermits as well. And this right here is a Tinker's Construct smeltery, and with this we should be able to get ourselves that steel pick that we're after, which I'm told is actually a really good thing to start off with. So this thing, you have to put these seared bricks in the ground, which we made out of grout. I think I explained that in a moment ago. You make a 3x3 grid, you kind of put them around, and then you have 3 other blocks that go into this. The controller, the tank, which you put fuel in, you can see there's lava in there at the moment, and then this drain on the other side, which has a little attachment. That's called the faucet, and then it goes down into our casting table, which we had already made. So I think I know what I'm doing here, but what we need to do is probably put 2 of these in here, and it's going to make it into a liquid, and I have no idea how long that could take. And there are 2 gold blocks there. That looks really strange. That was not what I was expecting to see. This might actually take a little bit of time. Is the energy going down? It's not. And nothing is happening here. I think I'll give it a little bit of time. But this is going to turn into a liquid, and then we're going to put that liquid into the casting table over here. But to do that, we also need a stone pick head. And then when we put that in there, the metal is going to fall down around the stone pick head and create a cast. So can I remember what I've already done a couple of times? That's our Stencil Maker, okay. And this is our part builder. So if I remember correctly, we just need to put cobblestone in here. There we go. So when we put that in there, it's going to create a cast around it. So I'm going to need to make one of these ones as well. Well, it looks like that worked. Let's have a look in the GUI. You can see we lost 150 fuel, and that's the equivalent of 6 ingots in there. So I don't know exactly how many one of these uses. Let's grab the pickaxe head and put that on the table. And then I think we just right click this. Oh, it worked. I was expecting something to go wrong, to be honest. That was awesome. Okay, let's get that. Sweet, we have the cast. We're actually going to use this on this again, so let's pick up the other thing as well. That's now gone back into our inventory. So we actually have to make the rest of these casts first before we then go and make the steel one. And I'm thinking with the gold that I have, it might be a good idea to actually go through this and just get one of each different type that there is of each of these, and then we don't have to do this ever again, I think, unless there is a limited amount of uses you can do these for. But that seems like a smart idea. So that is all the patterns that are available for this mod, and with 2 pieces of ore we were able to make 3 of these. So I don't think we're going to be able to do them all today, but it is something that I do. I think it would be a good idea to have all of these lying around. So we're going to do 3 more. Let's do the shovel head, the axe head, and what else? I think I like the sound of the scythe. I was reading about that. That definitely sounded interesting. And where is that one? That should be on here. I don't see it though. So somehow I managed to miss the scythe one, but I made one, and now we can put that in the chest there. And it looks like that thing's full up. I'm going to have to make another one for all of these gold ones. So we want these 3 over here though. We're going to make a pick first of all. And we only have 1 piece of chainmail that's going to work for this to turn into steel. And this is where I think things might get a little risky. So apparently this is going to be the equivalent of 7 ingots. So I have no idea how far that is going to get us. But we're going to put that in there. And then that should start smelting. Okay, there it went. And that is the steel down there. Awesome. This looks like it is going to go to plan. I have no idea how much that is going to use. It used all of the fuel. And we have 1 ingot. Oh, that's not good, is it? This might not work too well. Let's see. Do we have enough to make that as well? No, is the answer. Oh, no, actually, yes, we do. But probably not enough for the next one. Okay. I have no idea if it does it partially or anything like that. Well, that also appeared to work. Excellent, we've done it. Now all we have to do is go over to this bench over here, and we've got ourselves our steel pickaxe. That's also the wrong bench. There's too many of them. Okay, so... Or am I wrong? Oh, I'm forgetting there's too much to be learnt here. Is it this one? Probably not. No, that's not it. Okay. Let me have a look. It's not that one. Pretty sure it's not that one. Or this one. Maybe it is this one. I've forgotten already. I'm going to have to go look it up again. Ah, so it's this one. But you have to put them in the right order, of course. And there we go. A steel pickaxe. That is pretty cool. Look at that. A lot of durability. A fast mining speed. I'm going to put some modifiers on this thing, that's for sure. But I think we're going to have to save that for another day. I'm going to go mining. Going to collect some materials to put on this thing. I've got to say, I've really enjoyed playing the mod so far. So this thing is fast, look at that. There's a little bit of lag going on at the moment. It's not normally like that, but that is going to make a huge difference when caving, that's for sure. So, first episode playing the mods. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you want to leave a comment, I am definitely interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions on what you want to see me do in this mod pack. You know, if there's any mods you think I should check out or some tips you want to leave me, anything like that, just go down to the comments down below and let me know, because I need to learn. I need to learn a lot of things about these mods, that's for sure, and I hope you have enjoyed this first episode. And like I mentioned earlier on, there is like a bonus video as well, so I'll put the link to that in the description box and on the screen for you right now. But that's going to be it from me this episode. So if you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like. It will always be appreciated. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.